This news just rocked Hollywood. Rob Reiner's family faces a tragedy no one expected. His son, once full of promise, now faces a sentence that changes everything. Families are left in shock, fans in disbelief, and questions linger about how it all went so wrong. The courtroom drama is over, but the story leaves a mark that will never fade. What led to this heartbreaking conclusion? How will the Reiner family move forward from here? Join us as we explore the final chapter of this tragic story. Hollywood shocked by their deaths. Hollywood is reeling after the unexpected deaths of famous director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner. The couple was discovered dead in their Los Angeles residence, prompting a swift police probe that has gained widespread notice. The incident is being treated as a double execution, with investigators focusing on family-related factors in the case. Law enforcement officers went to the Reiner family estate in Brentwood, Los Angeles on December 14, 2025, after receiving a distress call. They found the bodies of Rob Reiner, 78, and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner, 68, who had both been fatally stabbed. Investigators concluded that the deaths were not accidental and labeled it a double homicide. As of Monday morning, there have been no official criminal charges filed, but the police have said that the investigation is still happening. The police have named the couple's 32-year-old son, Nick Reiner, as someone they're interested in talking to about the case. He was arrested for questioning right after the bodies were found. The authorities mark him as the main suspect as of this moment, and they have not shared any more information about his situation other than that he is being held for investigation. According to People magazine, police have not confirmed if a weapon was found at the scene. Investigators have not revealed a specific reason for the incident. Officials say they are focusing on domestic issues to understand what happened. Detectives are gathering evidence, talking to family members, and reviewing recent interactions to learn more about what happened on Sunday. Public interest has now shifted to professions and public personas of the individuals involved in the situation. Some internet searches have wrongly connected Nick Reiner with Martin Scorsese's movie The Wolf of Wall Street from 2013. Actually, it was Rob Reiner who had a role in the film. Rob played the character Max Belfort, the passionate and outspoken father of Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Nick Reiner did not have a part in the film and is not mostly recognized as an actor. Nick Reiner is a screenwriter in the entertainment field. He was raised in an environment filled with filmmaking, frequently being on his father's sets. Even though he had a creative childhood, as an adult, he has faced a tough battle with dose and alcohol addiction. This struggle started when he was very young and has significantly impacted both Nick and his family. When Nick was 15, he had been to various rehab centers and boarding schools. He was mandated by the court to attend treatment programs multiple times because of his addiction problems. His family was greatly impacted by his struggles with instability. Nick has talked publicly about being homeless in Texas and Maine after leaving treatment. The Reiner family was emotionally strained by these experiences, and it caused ongoing tension within the family. In 2015, Rob and Nick Reiner collaborated on the movie Being Charlie. This project was very important to both of them personally. Nick co-wrote the film and Rob directed it, pulling inspiration from Nick's struggles with addiction. Being Charlie centered on the difficult dynamics between a son battling dose addiction and his father, who is a politician. Rob explained that the film was a way for them to explore and hopefully heal the pain in their own relationship. Even though working together on the movie Being Charlie helped bring some reconciliation, the relationship between the father and son was still difficult. Rob Reiner has talked before about feeling scared and helpless during the times when his son, Nick, was struggling the most. He was worried that Nick's addiction might lead to him losing his son, a fear that never completely went away. Authorities are currently looking into recent interactions between Rob and Nick to see if any lingering tensions may have played a role in what happened on Sunday. The bodies being found made the situation even sadder. The couple's youngest child, Romy Reiner, 28, discovered them. She went to their house when she couldn't get in touch with them. After she sensed something was amiss, she called the police, which prompted their arrival and an investigation. A family story revisited amid a tragic investigation. Almost a decade ago, before a tragic event involving the Reiner family gained public notice, Nick Reiner, the son of Rob Reiner, talked about his bond with his father and how working together brought them closer. These thoughts, which used to be about healing and creativity, have now come back in a more somber and distressing manner. According to TMZ, famous director Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer, were discovered dead in their Los Angeles residence on December 14th. People magazine later reported that their son, Nick Reiner, is suspected of killing them. The authorities are still investigating and have not made any final determinations. The case is still being looked into by law enforcement, with many details still being analyzed. Several years ago, in 2016, Rob and Nick collaborated on the movie Being Charlie, which was an important milestone in their friendship and work partnership. The film is about a young man who is battling dose addiction. He is a child of a politician from California and goes to rehab, where he falls in love with someone else dealing with similar issues. The movie explores themes of healing, self-discovery, and the heavy impact of addiction on a person's emotions. When the movie came out, Nick Reiner revealed that the story was based on his own personal experiences. He talked about how he had dealt with addiction and homelessness, which influenced the movie, instead of keeping his journey to himself. Nick decided to use it as inspiration for a film that could resonate with people going through similar difficulties. Nick and Matt Elisafon wrote the script for the movie together, as they both had experience in recovery. They worked on the story before asking Rob Reiner to be the director. This collaboration allowed Nick and his father to bond creatively for the first time. The movie Being Charlie starred Nick Robinson, Carrie Elwes, and Morgan Saylor, and their performances helped capture the emotional complexity of the film. During a Build series interview on May 5, 2016, Nick discussed how making films helped bring him closer to his father, who he had a strained relationship with since childhood. He mentioned that when he was younger, they didn't connect well because they had different interests. His father loved baseball, but Nick preferred basketball. Rob would bond with Nick's brother over baseball, leaving Nick feeling excluded. Everything shifted for Nick when he observed his father working on a movie that was important to him. Watching Rob be creative made Nick see a different aspect of his father. He discovered the depth of knowledge and enthusiasm Rob had for filmmaking. This discovery brought them closer together in a way that hadn't happened before. Working on the film together allowed them to bond in a genuine and significant manner. During the same time, Rob Reiner talked about collaborating with his son. He admitted that, even with his extensive experience in filmmaking, this project felt unique. Rob stressed that Nick played a crucial role in capturing the emotional truth of the film. He highlighted how Nick's own life experiences contributed to the honesty and depth of the story. Rob described how he often turned to Nick for guidance and a fresh perspective to make the film more genuine and compelling. Rob understood that although he had technical skills for the project, the emotional heart of it belonged to his son. He believed in Nick's ability to lead the story in a realistic and sincere direction. This mutual respect was a significant aspect of their partnership and was praised as a great example of creativity between a parent and child. After Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer passed away, the Reiner family issued a statement on December 14th. They shared their profound sadness and described the situation as devastating. The family requested privacy during this difficult time. The statement acknowledged the deaths but did not provide any information about the investigation. Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer first met while working on the movie When Harry Met Sally. They started dating during filming and eventually got married in 1989. In the years that followed, they had 3 children together. Their oldest son, Jake, is now 34 years old. The legacy of Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner, whose father was a famous comedian and who himself became a highly influential filmmaker, passed away at the age of 78. He had a successful career creating films that have left a lasting impact on audiences. His death represents the loss of a talent with a profound connection to comedy and film. He was known for his work both in front of and behind the camera. Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer, were discovered dead at their home in Los Angeles' Brentwood neighborhood on Sunday. A law enforcement official who knew about the case verified that both Reiner and Singer were executed. Due to the investigation still being active, the official couldn't provide more information and talked to the Associated Press anonymously. Officials believe it was a homicide. The Los Angeles Fire Department received a medical assistance call around 3:30 p.m. A photo of Rob Reiner was taken in New York on May 2, 2016, showing him looking thoughtful, calm, and deeply engaged in his work. The picture was captured by Brian Ach for English and AP and later published. Such images now serve as gentle reminders of his successful career that influenced the entertainment industry for many years. Reiner was raised in the shadow of his father, Carl Reiner, a highly influential figure in American comedy. As a kid and as a young adult, he thought that his father didn't truly grasp him or find him amusing. This belief lingered for a long time and influenced his self-perception. However, despite these initial uncertainties, he eventually ended up pursuing a career path that closely resembled his father's. He excelled as both performer and a writer, creating a diverse portfolio that seamlessly transitioned between slapstick humor and intricate dramatic narratives. At one point, Reiner thought about how his father saw his concerns about having a well-known last name as he grew up. His dad saw him as a young man worried about being overshadowed by a powerful family legacy. When the possibility of changing his name was brought up, Reiner explained that he only wanted to keep his father's name, proving how much he admired his dad. This moment showed not a divide between father and son, but a strong wish for closeness, admiration, and a sense of belonging. Reiner started his career as a writer on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, where he honed his timing and humor skills. His big break came at age 23, when he was cast by Norman Lear in the TV show All in the Family. In the show, he played Michael Stivic, also known as Meathead, the liberal son-in-law of Archie Bunker. This role put Reiner in the spotlight and made him a household name in America. Reiner gained early fame as an actor, but he aimed for more than just acting. In the 1980s, he turned to directing movies instead. This decision marked the start of a highly creative time for him. His directorial debut was a movie, This Is Spinal Tap, which came out in 1984. This film, known for its improvised style, became a beloved cult classic and set a new standard for mockumentary storytelling. It continues to be a significant work that has inspired many filmmakers and comedians. After achieving success with that film, Reiner went on to direct A Sure Thing in 1985, a comedy set in the summer and featuring John Cusack. This movie played a significant role in solidifying Reiner's reputation as a director who excelled in portraying characters, humor, and connecting with audiences. This marked the beginning of an extraordinary 4-year period that would leave a lasting impact on the history of film. In 1986, he directed Stand By Me, a movie about growing up that really connected with audiences. The next year, he made The Princess Bride, a film that mixed adventure, love, and comedy in a way that seemed classic right away. In 1989, Reiner came out with When Harry Met Sally, a romantic comedy that changed the way people thought about the genre and became a huge cultural inspiration. These 3 movies achieved rare and impressive success when they were released. They became iconic in American cinema and are still talked about today. Their dialogues, characters, and scenes have become part of everyday conversations even years after they first came out. Rob Reiner's Hollywood work and public voice. Rob Reiner was a familiar face in Hollywood for over 40 years. He was known for his friendly and welcoming demeanor on screen. Off-screen, he was famous for his outspoken political views and involvement in liberal causes. Throughout his career, he achieved creative success and remained dedicated to public causes, establishing himself as a prominent and reliable figure in the American film industry. Reiner was involved in various roles in the entertainment industry, including acting, directing, producing, and leading businesses. One of his notable accomplishments was co-founding Castle Rock Entertainment, a production company known for its high-quality projects and significant impact on popular culture. The company produced successful works, such as the TV series Seinfeld and the film The Shawshank Redemption, which became iconic and defined a certain period in entertainment history. Castle Rock's success earned it widespread admiration from other companies. As time went on and the industry changed, Castle Rock's success decreased. By the early 2000s, the company wasn't churning out hits like it used to. However, Reiner didn't give up on the company. In the beginning of the 2000s, he worked to revive Castle Rock. This revival showed his belief in the company and his desire to go back to its creative beginnings. This effort resulted in a big release in the fall, when Reiner and Castle Rock brought out the long-awaited sequel Spinal Tap 2nd. The end continues. The release connected the president with an earlier part of his career and reminded people of his lasting impact. Throughout many years, Reiner's work went beyond just movies and shows. He became a strong advocate for democratic causes in the entertainment industry. He was always involved in politics and made it known. Reiner frequently held fundraisers, gave speeches, and backed campaigns that aligned with his liberal views. This part of his life was intertwined with his career, influencing how the public saw him as both an artist and a citizen. Reiner was involved in important political and social movements. He helped start the American Foundation for Equal Rights, which fought against California's ban on same-sex marriage, known as Proposition 8. The foundation went to court to fight for equal rights. This made Reiner a central figure in a major civil rights issue. His participation demonstrated his support for causes he thought were fair. He was ahead of the campaign for Proposition 10 in California, which focused on helping young children and their families by using money from taxes on tobacco. Reiner stressed the significance of supporting children from a young age, showing his commitment to public policy and social well-being. Reiner also spoke out against President Donald Trump, making his opposition known through public platforms. This led to his active participation in political debates during a time of intense division in the country. His criticism was a significant aspect of his public life and engagement in various issues. Reiner's interest in politics and his courage to speak out were influenced by his family background. His father stood up against the communists which hunted McCarthyism in the 1950s, despite the prevailing fear and pressure in American society. His mother, Estelle Reiner, also protested against the Vietnam War. These experiences shaped Reiner's values and inspired him to continue his family's tradition of speaking out against injustice. Reiner talked about how being born into a famous family can help in the entertainment industry, but he also emphasized that hard work and talent are necessary for long-term success. He believed that just having opportunities is not sufficient for lasting achievement. One must also produce quality work. Altogether, these factors give us a good idea of what Rob Reiner has been up to in his later years. He has stayed busy and involved in various aspects of life, whether it's reviving a struggling company, championing political causes, or promoting family values. His actions have shown dedication and a clear goal. Throughout the years, he has maintained connections in Hollywood, while also branching out to make an impact in other areas, leaving a legacy marked by creativity, support for causes and determination, breakthrough and creative growth. Robert Reiner was born in the Bronx on March 6, 1947. He was interested in the world of entertainment from a young age because of his father's career. Instead of seeking fame right away, he decided to study and work steadily to prepare himself for a career in the entertainment industry. He went to film school at the University of California, Los Angeles, to learn about filmmaking and acting. In the 1960s, he started appearing in small roles on TV shows to improve his skills, understand the industry, and gain confidence. Producer Norman Lear noticed the potential in Reiner and chose him to be a key part of the TV show All in the Family. This was unexpected by Reiner's father, who didn't see him as a funny person. Lear, on the other hand, saw something special in Reiner. He thought Reiner had a special way of timing and presence that could add depth and balance to the show. This belief was a big deal in Reiner's early career. In All in the Family, Reiner had an important role opposite Carroll O'Connor's character, Archie Bunker. The show was famous for its smart social observations, and Reiner's character offered a different viewpoint to Archie's closed-minded and conservative beliefs. By delivering his lines calmly and reacting thoughtfully, Reiner emphasized the conflicts and discussions that made the series impactful and unforgettable. Instead of relying on loud jokes, his performance focused on creating contrast, intelligence, and emotional restraint. This strategy was key to his character being a crucial part of the show's popularity. Reiner became well known for his work on the show, earning praise from many. His acting was so good that he was nominated for 5 Emmy Awards and won twice in 1974 and 1978. These awards showed how executed he was and made him a respected TV personality. The experience also helped him learn more about storytelling, building characters, and connecting with viewers. Reiner developed a strong personal and creative connection with Norman Lear, who was more than just a boss to him. Lear served as a mentor and role model in Reiner's life, often being described as a second father figure. Lear not only influenced Reiner's career decisions, but also his personal beliefs. Watching how Lear conducted himself professionally and personally, Reiner realized that being in the public eye could be a platform for making a positive impact beyond just entertainment. Lear showed Reiner that success could be used to support social causes and bring about positive change. This lesson stuck with Reiner and influenced his work both on screen and off. Lear didn't only help Reiner in TV, but also assisted him in transitioning to movies. An important instance of this support was when Lear put $7.5 million of his own money into financing Stand By Me. This movie was Reiner's version of Stephen King's story The Body, which follows four boys searching for a missing boy's body. Touching on the themes of friendship, loss, and growing up, the film, under Reiner's guidance, became a highly acclaimed coming-of-age favorite. Stand By Me was a big turning point for Rob Reiner as a director. It showcased the talent of its young actors, especially River Phoenix. Even Stephen King, who wrote the novella the movie is based on, praised the film. The success of the movie demonstrated Reiner's skill in handling emotional stories with sincerity and his ability to direct great performances while staying true to his artistic vision. As Reiner became more well-known, he decided to work on a project that was meaningful to him. He focused on turning The Princess Bride, a book by William Goldman from 1973, into a movie. This book was special to Reiner because his father had given it to him. Despite other famous people showing interest in adapting the story, such as Francois Truffaut and Robert Redford, it was Reiner who took on the responsibility of bringing it to life on screen. Reiner carefully and respectfully approached adapting the work, following Goldman's screenplay closely and aiming to keep the original book's unique mix of humor, romance, and adventure. He made sure to get Goldman's approval before proceeding to ensure the essence of the story was preserved. This collaboration influenced the direction and tone of the film. When The Princess Bride first came out in theaters, it wasn't a big hit, but the movie had a great cast with actors like Cary Elwes, Mandy Patinkin, Wallace Shawn, Andre the Giant, and Robin Wright. As time went on, more and more people started to love the film. People kept watching it and talking about it, and it became a classic in popular culture. What started off as a small release ended up being a beloved movie, known for its charm, humor, and timeless quality, a creative partnership, and a lasting film legacy. During a crucial time in his career, Rob Reiner's personal life and professional journey were closely interconnected, particularly because of his marriage to Penny Marshall. Reiner and Marshall were married for 10 years starting in 1971, and both had a strong grasp of the world of television comedy. Reiner had already established himself in the industry, while Marshall became famous for a role in Laverne and Shirley. Marshall's impact extended beyond acting as she found success as a director and filmmaker. Their marriage brought together two creative individuals who learned from the entertainment industry in unique ways, but shared a profound understanding of how the business operated. After getting divorced, Reiner took time to think about his life and also came up with new ideas for his work. While having lunch with the famous writer Nora Ephron, who is known for her understanding of relationships, Reiner proposed making a comedy about dating. This simple suggestion eventually led to the creation of a movie that became one of the most beloved romantic comedies of its time. When developing the film When Harry Met Sally, Ephron and Reiner focused on showing the deep emotional and personal connection between a man and a woman over many years. The story followed the relationship over a span of 12 years, revealing how time, experiences, and changes influence the bond between the characters portrayed by Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. As the movie was being made, it changed and developed. Key parts of the film, such as the conclusion and some of the most memorable scenes, evolved during the process. One of the most well-known scenes in the film was actually suggested by Billy Crystal. In the scene, Meg Ryan's character fakes a strong reaction in a busy restaurant. An elderly woman delivers a brief yet unforgettable response. This moment became iconic, with the role being played by Reiner's mother, Estelle. This small but impactful detail demonstrated the personal connection Reiner had to the project, and how collaboration often influenced the final outcome in unforeseen ways. The ending of the movie was inspired by real-life events, not just made-up stories. While working on When Harry Met Sally, the director, Reiner, met a photographer named Singer. Their relationship grew into something more, and in 1989 they got married. They had 3 children together, Nick, Jake, and Romy. This new phase in his life brought Reiner a sense of stability and personal joy, mirroring the optimistic mood of the film's conclusion. After the success of that project, Reiner went on to direct more big films in different types of genres. One of his later projects was Misery, another movie based on a Stephen King story that came out in 1990. This movie showed that Reiner could handle dark and serious material well, not just comedy. He then teamed up with writer Aaron Sorkin for 2 dramas that dealt with themes like power, responsibility, and moral dilemmas. The first one was A Few Good Men, a military courtroom drama that was released in 1992. This film looked at issues of justice and authority in a strict institutional setting. Reiner's next collaboration with Sorkin was The American President in 1995, a movie that combined political drama with personal relationships. As we neared the late 1990s and beyond, Rob Reiner's movies were not as commercially successful as before. Films like Ghosts of Mississippi, 1996, and The Bucket List, 2007, did not have the same impact as his earlier works. However, this change did not mean the end of his film career. Reiner stayed active, especially as an actor, bringing energy and warmth to his roles. His performances in movies like Sleepless in Seattle, 1993, and The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, showcase his versatility and natural presence on screen, reminding audiences of his talent. In his later years, Reiner kept working behind the scenes. In 2023, he directed the documentary Albert Brooks, Defending My Life. This project showcases admiration for other artists and his commitment to honest storytelling. It highlighted Reiner's enduring passion for filmmaking even after many years in the industry. Earlier this year, during an interview with Seth Rogen, Reiner talked about his career and mentioned a simple idea that influences decisions. He said that he always asked himself one question when deciding on a project. He believed that each project should be meaningful to him and reflect his identity. When discussing Stand By Me, he mentioned that he was unsure if the movie would be successful. However, what was important to him was that the story resonated with his emotions and felt authentic. This perspective helped to explain why he worked on a variety of films and why audiences often found his work sincere. In summary, this time in Reiner's life demonstrates how his personal life and career choices were closely linked. Marrying Penny Marshall put him next to another creative person. What do you think about Rob Reiner and his wife's death? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Before you go, be sure to click on the video shown on your screen.